If you have watched my channel for the last couple of years, you have probably seen me in the beginning of my budget planner or my bill tracker for the last probably 3 or 4 years. You have seen me write down, pay off my credit card, and also pay off my husband's credit card. And every year we want to do that, but we've not been able to do it. Well, 2024, if you've not watched that video at the beginning of the year, I can't remember if it was the goals video or if it was the bill tracker. I will link both of those in the card above. I will list several debt videos in the cards above because I've talked about this in several videos. And excuse me if I sound stopped up or if it sounds like I'm out of breath. I have a very bad cold. For some reason, I never have sinus issue right now, but everybody in town is dealing with it. So we went back to school on Wednesday, and kids, every class period, and then me, were sneezing, blowing noses and everything. I don't know. I don't remember this ever being a thing going back to school. But y'all, it started probably Monday of last week. So the first day of school, I had a sore throat and all of that, and now I've got all this drainage. So I just want to say that before I get into anything. My husband and I really decided that we had to get some debt paid off this year. And if you've already heard me talk about this, I'm sorry. I'm going to talk about it again because I'm giving you an update. We have been able to pay off $9,000 in debt this year. $9,000. So I am going to do an up close shot in a minute of this bill tracker folder that I have been using to keep track of debt. I actually have 2 of these, and I've shared videos over these, and I will link these as well in cards above. One of them is just credit cards, and the other one is for medical. You guys, medical, we had decided not to really focus on getting all the medical debt paid off because there's not interest associated with them. So I am happy to report that this month on the 25th, I don't know when this video is going live, but I've already posted the payment. My credit card is paid off. I don't even have words, because my credit card has not been underneath $3,500 in probably 3 or 4 years. I will be honest, before all of the pandemic stuff happened, my husband and I had set ourselves up so good. Like, we were getting all of our debt paid off. Our debt snowball was looking really good. We thought we were fixing to be in the mode of saving. And then everybody knows what happened. And you guys, we've drained our savings. I mean, every year we're draining savings. It's taking, I have 2 jobs. I'm a teacher, and I also run a small business, a planner sticker shop on the side that is basically my second full-time job. When I'm not at work teaching, I am at home working on my shop. I've already worked on stuff this morning. It is Saturday when I'm filming this. My husband is a teacher. He coaches, he's the head coach this year of high school and junior high football. He also coaches track and weightlifting. So we wear a lot of different hats to be able to afford different things. So we're very blessed, but we've had some massive debt. And it's not like last summer, my husband ruptured his Achilles, which required immediate surgery. Within 5 days, he was having surgery. When we went into that surgery, we had to almost pay $1,000. I don't know about y'all, but we have not been in the position where we have an extra $1,000 lying around. So what happened? We had to put that on a credit card. So my credit card, before I started this entire process, was $7,571.55. $7,571.55. Before we could even touch that, we had to pay off the furniture we bought. So we bought furniture from Hank's Fine Furniture last summer. We got a new bed and mattress, and my son got a new mattress. So we felt like that was all things that we kind of needed at that moment. Y'all, at that point we had had our Tempur-Pedic mattress. We got that before Kate was born, and Kate's 15. So that mattress was 15 years old when we got rid of it. It was time for a new one. Like, it was sinking down. There was no support. So those were necessities, and Derek needed a different bed. So going into this year, now this is February, so we made payments on this before February, but we're just going off of what this is. We had $1,355.43 that we had to pay off for Hank's Fine Furniture. So that had to be paid off first before we started on my credit card. So because this, we had 12 months 0 interest, so we had to get that paid off within those 12 months. So we got, and I will do an up close of this, like I said, just a minute. So we'll take a look at all these, and we'll talk about where we're going after this. So why have we made the push to get these things paid off? My daughter Kate will turn 16 in March, and we are going to have her a car. And you might say, well, does she need a car? Yes, she does, because right now we're sharing 2 cars, and Nathan's having to get a ride with somebody else, because all 3 of us are needing to be at different spots at the same time, and it's really hard to get all 3 of us at different spots. Derek's with me every day, so that's not a big thing. But like my husband, even though he teaches at the high school and my daughter goes to high school, he starts his morning at the same campus that Derek and I do, which we call main campus, and Kate needs to be across town at high school. So we're working with 2 cars for 3 people. So after thinking about it, we're like, we have got to get this debt paid off. So Nathan and I are really good about sitting down and discussing where our finances are, where we need to push money, and all of that. So we sat down and we're like, we need to get Kate a car. And if you looked at any interest rates right now, it's just ridiculous for cars. So we knew that we needed to get the furniture paid off, my credit card, and his credit card by next March to be able to get another vehicle. So every ounce of extra money has rolled into paying these things off. We did not take a vacation this summer because that money went to pay my credit card off. So we have been able to get mine paid off, Hank's Fine Furniture. Starting September 10th, we will start on his credit card. And I will share all of those numbers in here in just a minute. So I just wanted to chat first before we got into all of that. I did want to mention something else. What was it? Oh, what car is Kate getting? Kate is actually going to get my vehicle. So I have, if you did not know, a 2022 Honda CR-V. And I didn't, like, at first I was like, I don't really want to give her that car because that's a new car. And then I got to thinking, it's going to be 3 years old in 2025, even though to me it's a new car. And after looking at how much we're going to owe on that, and then after looking at how much we're going to owe on that car in March and our interest rate, we probably could not get her a used vehicle for the price and the interest rate that we are currently paying on my car. So we've started looking at numbers for a new car for me. And I say me, but it's kind of a family car because we use it when we go anywhere, because my husband's truck is getting really old. It's a 2012 Nissan Titan, but it's been paid off and he literally uses it to drive to and from work. So, you know, we use my car as the family vehicle for everything. So I really wanted a Nissan. I really wanted a Honda Passport. When my vehicle before last, my 2020 Honda CR-V, yes, we traded within 2 years because there were some issues in that vehicle that the dealership could not figure out. So before it became an issue, we went ahead and traded it 2 years later, and we actually got a lower payment. So they gave us, when they were trying to figure out what our issue was with that car, they gave us a loaner vehicle, and it was a Passport. I loved it. It was a little bit bigger than the CR-V. I loved how it drove and everything. That's what I really wanted. But then after looking at the prices of the CR-V, versus the passport, it's about a 10K difference. And I nor my husband want to pay that 10K difference, so I'm probably just going to get another CRV. They've changed the model, so mine and Kate's won't look exactly the same. So, one last bit of information before getting into the numbers and for you to see how much we're going to be paying on my husband's credit card the 10th and the 25th if everything goes perfectly. I'm always scared to talk about this because I'm scared I'm going to talk about it and then life's going to happen and we're going to go right back to where we were. So we're hoping and praying that that doesn't happen. So what we did with my credit card and now my husband's credit card was we moved them to credit cards with 0% interest for, I think it was like 17 months. So at the very end of paying my credit card off, I think it was in June, we went ahead and applied for him a credit card, so with 0 interest, and we moved his balance to a 0% interest card. We did have to pay a balance transfer, but in the grand scheme of things, it was going to be less than us paying the interest. So his is now on a 0% interest until, I want to say, like 2025, like June or July of August 2025. So I did want to mention that. We're not going to be paying interest. We're strictly going to be paying towards the principal. So now we're going to go to an up close and personal shot of the money, how much we've paid, and how much we're going to be paying on my husband's credit card and the balance of his credit card. Okay, so I have everything marked. So the 9K is coming from here. So this was the first thing that we got paid off, which was the Hank's Fine Furniture. Y'all, we were able to pay this off, which was $1355.43. We were able to get this paid off at the end of February, and that is because not only did we have our Snowball that we were paying towards this debt, let me zoom in. I was also selling things online, and anytime I would sell something, that money would go to pay this off. Then this money rolled into paying this off here, and you can't really see. Let me see if I can fold it up. So we started paying this at the end of March. So March 26th was the first payment that we made. Big payment, like focused payment. So we've paid this every single month, but the big Snowball payments did not start until the end of March. So we paid $800, then $300, $800, $300. So you can kind of see right here at this point where our amounts were. So on the 25th of every month at this point, we were paying $800 towards this debt. So that is our Snowball amount, including the amount we were originally paying towards this. Okay, and then on the 10th, we were able to put $300 towards this. So it's $800, $300, $800, $300, $800, $300, $800. Then you'll see at the end of June 28th, we made that $800 payment. That puts us as $3471.55. And then you might be going, well, where did that $500 come from instead of $300? We had paid off an additional amount on something, so that added $200 extra to this, okay? And then this extra payment here, the $200, I do have Aflac on the whole family on my policy. So when you go for like wellness visits or go to get blood work done or a physical, you can turn in that and they will cut you a check. So they gave us, if I can speak, $200 for those visits that we went to. So I use that extra $200 to make an extra payment on this bill. So after that extra payment, it put us down to $2771.55. Then on the 29th of July, we originally had, so we've now gone up to $500 for this and $900 here. And that is because I think what I did, if my memory can serve me correctly, I had us putting extra money towards our medical debt. And then after sitting down several times, I determined that I needed to pay the minimum, which is $20 for me. So we usually pay $20 on any bills that we're not focusing on. And then all of that extra can go here. So that made this $900 instead of $800. And that is because I was putting extra money towards medical bills when I needed to focus on the credit cards, because the credit cards could eventually get interest and the medical bills do not. And if you have any questions along the way, please put those in the comments and I will answer them, or I will do a second video. So now our Snowball is $900, and then now you will see we're down to August. So August 10th, I paid on the 12th. Now it's gone up to $600 on the 10th. So you see our Snowball grow as we get things paid off. And now I paid $1271.55 to get this paid off on the 28th. And y'all, this amount is actually bigger than our Snowball for the 10th. Right now, no, the 25th. So our 25th pay right now is actually $1140. But we had made another visit for the Aflac, so I've gone ahead and pushed that through. So I'm hoping to get an extra $100, and that will kind of even out that payment, if that makes sense. So my husband went for blood work in July and his annual physical, so I turned all of that in. So I'm hoping that makes the difference from our $1140 to the $1271.55, if that makes sense. So this is completely paid off. So we have been able to pay $7571.55 to get my credit card completely paid off. And y'all, probably what I'm going to do with that credit card is probably cut it up, because I only opened it so I could get that 0%, because I'm thinking, if my memory serves me correctly, that after that 12 or 15, 17 months of 0 interest, I want to say that credit card has like a 25% interest on it. So I don't need to be using it. If I don't cut it up, it will go in my drawer. So now we're moving to my husband's credit card. And y'all, these are the only 2 credit cards that we currently have. I do have my Disney credit card, and I have charged a few things on it, but it was so I wouldn't put it on the one I was paying off, and it was something that I was just using to keep the credit up, and I've paid it off. So it's 0 right now. So we originally, when we transferred everything over, including the balance transfer that we had to pay, we had $94.50 that we moved over from his other credit card. So we made a $100 payment on the 8th of August. That was the first payment we had to make. So that was just to make a payment. Okay. So now we will have $93.50 that we are needing to pay off by March. Let me zoom in. So he has $93.50 on his credit card. Now, what is our Snowball up to for his credit card? The 10th, our Snowball amount is $1140. And you might say, how was it $1140? It started out as $800. And y'all, it started out as $800 because we have been working on this Snowball for several years, and it had made it to $800 after paying off the furniture. Then it moved to the $900 once I refigured everything and determined that credit card debt was more important than medical debt. And y'all, right now we don't have much medical debt. I think we're down to $94. And we're paying on one thing. We're down to $94 on one thing and $600 on another. Okay. So that, let's start that here. So that made that $900. Then my husband's braces are now paid off. So we made that last payment at the end of July. So that adds another $240 to this payment. Okay. So that is $1,140. So that is our Snowball for the 10th. Now let me explain no, that's the, is that, oh, I'm getting them confused. This is the 25th. Lord, 25th. Whoo, sorry, y'all. So the 10th paycheck, let's look at that. So that started at $300. Okay, this is my bill tracker. This is a journal from the shop. I have several different ones, but this is the one that I use for my bills. And you guys, look, I get to put paid off on that. Oh gosh, y'all have no idea. Okay, I'm gonna try not to get emotional. Okay. Okay, let's not get emotional, because we've been trying for years to get this paid off and it feels really good. Okay. Let me go back through and see how that added. Oh, I know. It got moved up to 500. So it was 3. We moved this to 500 because we were paying $325 on the 10th to my husband's credit card. Okay. 125 of that is for my son's extracurricular things that he does. So that $200 here was to actually pay on his credit card and then to pay on my son's braces. So Derek is now out of braces for the time being, and my husband's credit card debt has been moved to another card. So that's why we put this $200 towards the $300 to make it $500. And then now it's up to $600, and that is because, why is that? Okay, yes, because that was the regular payment we were making, okay? So on the 10th, we put $100 towards his credit card. So I'm like, it's right here in front of me and I don't know. Okay, so we were paying, so, back up. So we moved it to $600 because that was the actual payment we were making, if that makes sense. Because we moved all of this over to another credit card. And in August, we paid $100 towards his credit card, $600 to mine. Okay, so that makes sense. So this is, so that's clear as mud. So like that's $600. So that is including the $100 that we were paying towards his credit card already. So we're moving the $500 to his credit card instead of paying mine off, and we paid $100 towards his credit card. So that makes it $600. Does that make sense? I don't know if that makes sense. So we were paying 2 credit cards. We were paying $500 to one, $100 to the other. So we just combined the 2 to make that $600, and now that's what we're paying to his credit card. So that means the 10th of every month, we are going to be paying $600 to his credit card starting in September. And then on the 25th, we are going to be making $1,140 payment to his credit card. So that leaves us a total of $1,700.40 that we are paying to get his credit card paid off. So that is where we are sitting right now, if all things go as planned. So this is like a competition. So right now, the $93.50, we need to pay off. Let me get my phone. So we're going to divide out. So we're going to divide out the $93.50 divided by $1,740. So that means that should take us 6 months to pay off. So that is September, October, November, December, January, and February. So we could have this paid off. So our goal is to pay this off by February. Okay? So those are the numbers. I hope that is clear. I hope I have not like really confused anybody, but that's where we are sitting. So to be able, y'all, a few years ago, if you would have told me that we had $94.50, yes, $94.50 on a credit card, my anxiety would have been through the roof because I would not know how we were paying that. And y'all, this $1,740 did not happen overnight. We have worked several years to get a Snowball this high to pay towards this debt here. So it took a long time to get to that, and we've been paying a few things off. So do not feel discouraged if you do not have the amount of $1740 to put towards a debt. We did not a few years ago, and y'all, we did not get really serious about this until January of this year, when we knew we had 15 months to get debt paid off. If not, we knew if we could not get this debt paid off, Kate was not going to get a car. We would just have to make do with what we had. So I have already contacted insurance, so I know how much our insurance will be going up and all of that. I have not looked at vehicles yet because the economy can change a whole lot between now and March. But if you do not know where to start, I would start with sitting down and labeling all of your debt and seeing how you can pay something off. Even if it's $20 and you get $20 paid off, use that $20 that you paid off to pay something else off. And then once you have that paid off, use that amount to pay, like it builds. And then as you build, it gets a little bit easier. And you can actually see progress. Like I said, a few years ago, if you would have told me we had $94.50 on a credit card, my anxiety would have been through the roof, and I could have not focused. But once I sat down and got us a game plan, I know if all things work out, this is going to be paid off. Okay? So I just wanted to give you an update. It feels amazing. If we can do it, you can too. So you guys, if you have any questions, please leave those in the comments below. If I have enough questions, I will do another video. I do not mind doing another video. I love to do these videos because I feel like they motivate me, and I'm hoping that they motivate you guys too. So do not hesitate to ask any questions that you might have. So the word of today is going to be debt. So if you've watched the very end, type the word debt in the comments, and it will show me that you watched the video to the very end. So you guys, I hope you've enjoyed this. I hope you give it a big thumbs up. By giving my videos a thumbs up, it shows YouTube you're engaged and you like my content, which means they'll start suggesting it and recommending it to more people, which means our community will grow and will continue to spread positivity. You guys, thank you so much, and I hope y'all have a blessed week. And until next time, bye you guys.